right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. December 27th, 2021. Monday. All right. Day after Christmas. And a lot to cover here. Hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas and your family and had an amazing weekend. 4-day weekend. Wow. It was amazing. It was great, but I definitely missed the markets. All right. So, man, we have 5 more days. 5 more days to closing out this amazing year of 2021, and then we move on to 2022. So 5 more days, and we're it's still there still might be some movement here. So let's cover what I know already. So let's get to it. I hope you guys had a great weekend. So on the news front, pretty quiet. It's just this Omicron still on the forefront. From everything I'm reading on the Omicron news front. Um, it's just there are some questions on doubting the metrics and how they measure this Omicron because it seems to be mild. There's been some flight delays over the weekend, and so nothing really that I'm noticing, but there are some doubts I'm noticing on the news front as far as Omicron. So futures. Looks like we're going to open up a little higher here. Let me see on the Barron's futures are going to open up a little higher, 47.33. The all-time highs on the S&P 500 has been 47.43. So we're opening up higher. It looks like on both the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq. It's toying with the fact that it wants to break out. It wants to close pretty strong at the end of the year. So we'll see. We'll see where that ends up. So let's look. So a couple of things I want to measure. And same thing here on Barron's, Omicron. There was another article here on DD, which just came out through the newswire, that China is locking out. So DD is locking out anybody all employees who own DD shares or something like that. Yeah. But, yeah. So, yeah, there was something on there. All right. So, automakers. Look here. So, okay. So, let's see what the opportunities may lie today. Okay. So, let's get to it. S&P 500. So I was kind of studying the S&P 500 this weekend. This is the S&P as far as like the daily, NASDAQ, and the Russell on daily. So you can see that we hit this brick wall of 47.43, pretty high up there. It's trying to flirt with it, 47.33. It is going to put it there. Is it going to break through? That's the key question. Is it going to break through? I don't know if it's going to break through. Are they going to take it higher or not? Now, the main thing with the MACDs, we're getting a fresh of the MACDs on the daily, but is it going to be strong enough or is it going to reverse? Now, the other thing I'm also looking at, there's two possibilities going into today. If they break it through, is it going to be a sell-off? Are they selling into strength and they're bringing it back? Or are they really going to be conviction buying going into the new year? That's the key question I'm looking for. The NASDAQ, same type of thing. If we look at the NASDAQ futures are at 16,374, and that puts it just under this level here, 16,456. Now, the MACDs, are they going to cross or is it going to break through? So the MACDs on the NASDAQ have not crossed. We're at a pivotal moment right there. It can either break through, stay here. If it breaks down, then it looks like it's probably going to go down to that 50. If it breaks through, then it's probably going to break through that and probably hit this high of 1670, right? And then everything along with it, that is going to go through it. Russell looks like it just started. It looks like it wants to go back to that 50-day moving average of 2288. So what's the possibility here? Now, as you can tell, I was looking at we're up 25% for the years, guys. So if we look at for the year on the S&P 500, it doesn't really seem like it, but in retrospect, we are roughly around 25%, right? Roughly for the year. So are we going to close out the year right up there, a little bit higher? That's a pretty strong year for the S&P 500. Now, there's a couple of things I want to look at. So when I look at the S&P 500, there's a couple of things here that tells me, do we want to break? And this is what's alarming to me. Is there going to be a sell-off up there? When we look at the S&P 500 from an hourly to 15-minute 5 minute, but let's look at the hourly. On the hourlies, we've come back to the 50. We broke through and we went to the previous highs. Now, are we going to break it through? Now, we have spent, this is about a 100-point move from the 50-day moving average, and it's like 3 days. And usually we come back. But is there enough conviction to get it going? And so we'll see. And is this going to be the run that people are like, are they getting into a better position that everything that's sold off going into earnings next quarter? And that is a possibility. So we'll see. Or is it going to sell off and pull back? So just want to be careful adding to new positions up here, because there might be a slight reversal here going into this weekend. What I would like to see on the 15-minute time frame, as you can tell, all paths leads back to the 50. On the 15-minute time frame, we haven't touched the 50-day moving average since December 21st, right? So is it going to come back down to 47.09? That is a possibility. But right now we're going to open up higher, and these MACDs are going to go higher. So just wait and see. Let things set up to you nicely before we go into it. Now, as far as the stocks, and these are the chips. The chips look good, right? And it looks like it's also flirting with the high. So the chip sector has been on fire. Are they going to start taking this one up? Possibly. So let's dive in. All right. So the VIX, there is some fear, right? If we look at the VIX from a weekly perspective, the VIX here, as you can tell, fear died down all into going to next week. There is some fear. We started up fear higher than Friday. What's going to happen here? And this is going to be the tell-all. So if we go higher, then you're going to see the VIX start working its way lower below 1763 for us to go higher. If the VIX starts breaking above this 1936, we're not going to go higher, and there's going to be fear going into the marketplace, and we're probably going to head lower on the S&P 500. So that's going to be a measurement here if you're looking to trade today or looking to see if we're going to go higher or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an alert right up here to let me know, and then if we go lower, to let me know if we're going to go higher or not. Now, as far as the Treasury note is kind of hanging out here. We're okay with the Treasury note being here. We don't like it too far up, but it looks pretty good, right? It looks good where we're at right now. All right, so let's dive in. Let's dive in to see where the opportunities lie for today, and to see if there's anything that we can see building up here. Now, guys, those of you who, so the S&P 500 right now, as you can tell, it is going to work its way higher. I got that 47.43 alert up there as well. MACDs are working its way lower, but it looks like it's probably going to go higher. I want to see where the MACDs are. So, and this is a clue. If the price is higher and the MACDs are going lower, then that's telling me there's no conviction behind it, right? It's probably going to pull back to the 50-day moving average, which is around 47.08. It can maybe meet higher, 47.10. Okay. And again, we had a pretty bullish week last week. So normally we have like a pullback, but you never know, because this is the end of the year. You never know what they want to do, right? So just let's focus on price action. The NASDAQ, again, we already showed that hard resistance level up there. So is it going to pull back? Likely. And Russell. All right. So the opportunities here, and I'm seeing the price action pre-market here on Google, and I want to talk about this in a second. So Google looks ready. 29.45. It looks exactly where you want it to be. If it breaks through, it bounces here and can get that 29.67, it's probably going to go up to 3,000. If this is a bullish day, right? If we're going to have a bullish day, that might be an opportunity right there. Now, if it breaks down and this breaks down and these starts collapsing, then this will be an opportunity to the downside, because once it breaks through that 29.28, it can probably go down to that 28.79. So remember, we always look where the opportunities lie. Don't fall in love with the direction. Amazon. I like where Amazon is at. I actually like it. I like the fact that it didn't move on Friday. I like the fact we had an inside day. Now, Amazon doesn't stay in one place very long, so this is probably a possibility in either direction, right? I have an alert up there at 34.41. If it can take that out, it'll probably go higher, right? And maybe for a trade, And it could probably go up to this level of somewhere around 34.82, 34.69. Currently, Amazon's sitting at 34.28. So it can probably have a nice little move, right? Now, Tesla's been the winner, guys. Tesla's been the winner. So it just keeps going higher. MACDs are working its way lower. It's going higher. So I want to see what Tesla's going to do. 1100 is going to be a round number on Tesla. Now, if you've been with me this whole week, last week, then you know that we've been riding the Tesla wave. We've been locking in gains. So we're truly working with profits at this moment. So we might add new positions in the beginning. I'm going to see how it reacts. But know that it's just going to be working with profit. So just know if you're starting new position, we're pretty far up. We started this move, and I'll show you here in a second. We started this move on Tesla. So we started this move on Tesla. You know, this is the hourlies. Okay. We started this move on Tesla way back here. Okay, we've been adding the position since last Wednesday and riding these waves. And so again, we've just been locking in gains, and we have a lot of layers up here. So we might add more if it pulls back and sets up nicely. But this was a nice trade, guys. It was a nice Christmas gift that Elon gave us. You know, we knew that it was going to go up after he was done selling. We've been waiting for this. And again, remember, just lock in your gains. So that was one there. So, and I'm going to show you Amazon here because I think this one can probably move. And Amazon. So Amazon, you just notice we have some headwinds there at that 50. So we're looking at the dailies, the hourlies, and the 15-minute time frame. On the dailies, Amazon has a little bit of headwind, right at that 34.58. So it's going to be pretty tough, but we're coming to the end here. If it can break through here on the MACDs and break zero, it is going to take that 34.58. And if it takes that 34.58, more than likely, it'll probably go higher. Now, it is setting up nicely here, right? It's kind of going sideways. That 34.39, you know, so start looking around 34.37. Can you really get it going? But it's setting up. It doesn't usually stay in one place at one time. Let's look at Google. And Google here, again, Google, you know, has headwinds at 29.67. It's pretty hard, right? We broke the 50. And again, on the dailies, it can go either way. If we start breaking down, then we're probably going to go lower towards that 50-day moving average, is roughly around 2,900. And again, it's the last week of the year. What are they going to do? And that's basically I keep saying that, but I'm curious to see what are they going to do? Are they going to bring it up, sell off, or just take it up? I don't know. So the key level to watch on the S&P 500 is going to be that 47.43, and just pay attention there and pay attention to the MACDs, and we'll see, and we'll react accordingly. So there's a lot of beautiful setups today. It's just a matter of pick and choose which one you want to see. So ISRG, this was one that it just keeps on going. I think that this one is going to keep on going. It's probably going to go into earnings. And again, and we caught this one, right? ISRG on the daily broke here on the 50-day. That was an entry. If you guys got into, congratulations. It keeps on going, but we're near the top here of 370. Right in here, there's a lot of supply here. Is it going to break through or keep on going? It looks in the daily like it wants to break through. On the hourlies, you know, it's pulling back. So let it pull back. Let's see if we can set up for a nice trade, because if this comes back and bounces, then it's telling me it's going to try to break through, and you can take, you know, scalp some trades up here. ISRG on the 15-minute time frame, if it starts breaking down, let it break down, let it set up, and there's another level here where the 50-day moving average is on the hourlies, okay? But let it set up. It can also bounce here and break higher here off the 15, on the 15-minute time frame. It could also bounce here. So that might be one there for today. Chipotle. Now, Chipotle, let's look at Chipotle. This is one I think they're going to take into earnings going into Q1 2022. So Chipotle has earnings, don't know. Okay, so roughly last earnings day was the 21st. So it's probably going to be, what, around January 21st, right? We're right there. If it starts breaking above here and it's right at that 50-day moving of 1750, it looks like we're going to open up right above it. Are they going to take it up into earnings? So it's right there. This is a beautiful entry, right? If the MACDs can continue higher, breaking above zero, they're going to take this one higher. And you have levels up here of 1865, right? So 1850, 1865, that they can start taking this one up, right? So I'm kind of looking at this one. I'm kind of like, watching it maybe for an earnings play. They might be taking it up before earnings. So let this one set up on the hourlies. We're pretty far up, right? The entries were 3 days ago. If you're looking for the hourly entry, let it pull back, let it come to the 50, let the MACDs come back down, and then set up. On the 50-minute time frame, it's, let it pull back. It's kind of in no man's land right now. Let it pull back and let it set up properly. But watch this one. This one might be a nice play into earnings. So again, buy yourself enough time. All right, so let's go in here. Let me see. So that was all right. So Lamb Research, this one took off. Again, let's see what happens here. It's setting up nicely, right? It's coming up here. Let it see if it can bounce off the 50, work its way higher. If it can take out that 707, this one's probably going to go. Goldman Sachs, watching Goldman Sachs today to give us a clue if the S&P 500 is going to go higher. Now, we look at Goldman and we look at Apple. Now, Goldman, if Goldman starts breaking down, then it's probably going to put some pressure on the S&P 500. So 384 is a one to watch. We're just going to be watching at 384. If it starts breaking above 387, closer to 400, then the S&P 500 is going to take a crack at it, okay, at that all-time highs. Netflix working its way lower, okay, so let it set up. Let's see what happens there. Anything can happen in 45 minutes. Again, Roku working its way higher. Let's see if this thing can set up, bouncing off to zero. Let it pull back a little bit, but don't chase it right now because right now the MACDs are going down as price is going up. That's a divergence. NVIDIA. Okay, so this is the one I'm kind of keeping an eye on here, NVIDIA. I was expecting to move on Thursday. We didn't get the move, but this is one that more than likely I think might move. Okay, so in NVIDIA action, here we are. So we're at the 50, right? We're all-time highs was at 346. If the MACDs can turn on the daily, this bounces through, this is going to break through, right? So watch that one. It's just sitting sideways. So I'm going to watch this one. It is starting to tick pre-market from last Thursday. It didn't move as I suspected. It didn't move. I thought this was going to move on Thursday. It didn't. So we're going to be watching this one. I'm going to watch this one early. The levels I'm going to watch here is going to be that 297, right? To really get it going, it's going to be around that 301. Because this has some headwinds on top. It has 313. It has some potential. 313. It has some potential on top. 313, if it can take that out, it's going to go. All right, so that's one there. Mercado Libre working its way higher. Let it pull back. Apple working up higher. So Apple's taking off, right? Apple is taking off. There's some news on Apple. It started pre-market. Let's see if it can continue going higher. Don't know if it is, but right now it's pretty far up there, right? Don't chase it. Let it pull back nicely. Let it base, and then we'll see. Trade Desk. This is one that started moving. So Trade Desk is one that I'm going to show that here we are on TTD. Bounced off the 50-day moving average nicely, a couple of days ago, working his way higher. It's going to have some headwinds around that $98, $100 area, which are really, really close. Let's see if we can get through that. If it does, and the MACD start bouncing, then it's probably going to go to the previous highs of 111. So not a really big mover, but if you're looking for something today, then that's something that we can probably watch. All right. On this page, Shopify, pretty far up. Let it pull back. Affirm, working his way higher. Upstart. Now, these things have been beat up pretty badly, and I know that I've been kind of trashing them, but there might be an opportunity here for a trade. So let's look at Upstart. Upstart sold off pretty hard, okay? I mean, it sold off pretty hard, guys. So it didn't really have a relief bounce at all. The MACDs are showing me there might be coming to the end, which is telling me it might be rallying, maybe rally to 198, 199, maybe 200. Okay, that is a possibility. It's starting to move pre-market again. So Is that a possibility? Maybe on Upstart. Okay. Affirm. So again, and remember, these guys have they have software that they can license and sell, but it's been beat up pretty good. We're going to be watching key levels here to see if there might be a trade here for an upside move. Okay, so we're going to watch that one. Affirm got beat up pretty nicely as well. Now coming to the end, so if this starts breaking through, I think it's going to start making a crack here at 113. If it can take that out, it'll start working to 129 and maybe meet the 50-day moving average, and that might be a possibility there. But trade it to the levels. I wouldn't stay long on these things. Okay, so trade them to the levels. That's what I saw. HubSpot holding steady. Let's see what can happen here. Can move either way. If it bounces off here up to 0, breaks through, take out that 683, it could start probably rallying 689, or it can go the other way. Zoom working his way higher. Let's see if Zoom can go. If Zoom can take out that 193, it's probably going to go to that 200. So that might be a play here. Now here, this is where you know if the Omicron or watch bookings. If booking starts working his way higher, right? If it starts bouncing off 0, starts breaking above 24, then travel stocks are back in play, right? That might be a possibility there. ServiceNow working his way lower. Let's see if this can take out that 651 and work his way higher. Now, Coinbase is moving, right? It is moving because Bitcoin is moving, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But let's look here. Now, here are the chip plays. I think the chips, let's look at the chips. INTU moving pre-market. Let it set up, pulling back. So let it pull back on INTU. Qualcomm trying to go. Let's see if it can go. Anything can happen in 30 minutes. Keep an eye on this one. This can probably start running. ASML, I gave you this play. This was the play that I said for Q1 2022. This might run into earnings a little weaker today, and I'm going to cover this. Let's cover this right now. So let's look at ASML. So ASML right there at that 50 can take out 804. We got some momentum on our side. If it can take that out, they can probably start taking this one into earnings. So watch this one. Okay, on the hourlies, the entry was a couple of days ago, but let's see what happens there. On the 15-minute time frame, if it can take out that 800 turn here, then they're going to start taking this one higher. So watch it right there. All right. What else do we got? AMD, this can move. Watch AMD right there, could rally. If it can take out 149, 150, it's going to go. AMAT right there. And again, everything's like setting up, and I think we're at the mercy of what the overall market is going to do. So we're going to watch that 47, 43 on the S&P 500. Watch those levels and see what happens there. And then I think if it starts breaking through, you're going to see a lot of these things break through. If you only see a few of these things break through, then it's not really a confirmed rally. So key question is, are they going to take it up before the end of the year? Are they going to take it down? Don't know yet, but I'm eager to find out. Broadcom working its way higher. This might be setting up nicely, working up higher if it can take out 670. Rivian, no man's land, just sitting there. Roblox, just sitting there. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin working its way higher. If you guys got in, I gave you the entry this a couple of days back, and it was great, right? You guys are locking in some major profits. And basically, we're working its way higher. How did I know? Easy. MACDs were coming to the end. We had a fresh set of MACDs, and we're working its way higher. And we're probably going to meet. We took out these headwinds. We're about to take them out now, and we're probably going to meet that 44,000 right at that 50-day moving average. Now, if this is going up, MicroStrategy is going up, which you can tell is starting to work higher. So now at 600 is going to break through, and it's probably going to go to that 650 next. Ethereum working its way higher. Let's see what it can do at that 4250. All right. So that's all we got, guys. That's all we got. It's 8:54. We kind of finished a little early today. Let's look at Apple. Apple working its way higher. MACDs are going lower, right? So this is why I'm not really buying that move so much on Apple. So again, Tesla. Is Tesla going to go? I mean, it could go, but we're going to have some headwinds right at that, could go. 1100 is going to be super, super strong here. You know, I like where the MACDs are at right here. That's beautiful right there for a daily trade, right? Are we gonna pull back? So we're gonna be watching that at the open, and then we'll see, guys. Pretty much, it's easy today. You know, nothing really major, nothing really on the news front, nothing really on the market and the economic numbers. There's not really anything going on this week. It's just a matter of what are they going to do. Are they either going to take it up or they're going to take it down? So I'm curious to see and find out what happens here. All right, guys. Just chill, sit back, let the trade come to you, and if you like what I'm, giving you here, leave me a little comment, tell me hello, let me know. Let's work the YouTube algorithm here. Somebody sent me this stuff. I don't know what that means. If you know what that means, let me know. But anyway, guys, so I'm gonna get ready for trades. What I like here so far, I'm looking at Amazon. You only need to pick one, guys. You only need to pick one. So I'm looking at Amazon. I'm gonna watch the S&P 500. ISRG, I like the way that's setting up. Okay, I'm going to be watching Tesla. Not really a nice trade here, but it's just a matter of what is it going to do? Start breaking higher. Amazon looks good. I like the way Amazon's moving pre-market. Is it going to take that out? It might, right? And Google, what else did I like here? NVIDIA. Okay, I'm watching NVIDIA too. So I'm going to start setting up trades for that one. What else do I like here? Goldman, Apple's pulling back a little bit. Okay, but anything can happen in 30 minutes. Up starts moving. Okay. Up starts moving. Okay, fresh out of MACDs, not close to zero. So that means that when we don't get it close to zero, it just means that moves. It could move higher for a swing, for momentum pop. It's just the wave's not going to be as drastic, right? But it is moving. Let's see. I would like it close to zero or below zero as it moves and breaks through. Then that wave's going to be stronger. What else? So just chill day. Not really saying anything popping. Roblox, this might move. All right. I think we're going to see movers probably 15 minutes after 9. So just chill, wait. And all right there, guys. Go out there and get it. If you like what I'm laying down, again, like, subscribe, share, and I'll be seeing you at lunch at TradingView. If you want to go there, just press there's a link on the description for today, and go out there, go get it, stay green, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.